Doing it. Who started that phrase, dude? Like, what is it? What are you doing? What is it? Whatever thing is.
It's it. What
it is what it is.
You want it, but you can't have it. Ash hates that song.
Can't have it.
It. What is it? It's it.
I didn't know what song you were talking about for a second. And then you got to that part, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It just goes forever.
It does go forever. It's fantastic. It's good. That's awkward. Guys, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast, your mediocre podcast for today.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, I changed it up.
Didn't like
It
it.
didn't work. Didn't
0
work.
stars. Do not recommend.
Oh, dang. All right. Well, I mean, we got through, 500 episodes? How many we done so
Yeah, you know.
far?
We're doing it live.
Fuck it, we're doing it live. You guys clicked on the thumbnail, so you obviously want to know a little bit about 1996.
What?
No.
Not
2006.
2006.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
You're the one who's like, are you guys ready yet? Are you
I know,
ready?
I messed up.
And you don't even
Sorry.
know what we're doing today.
Wait, we're doing it. We just talked about it.
It.
I'm sorry. The bugles must have gone to my head.
Ew.
2006 box office throwback. Amanda,
Woo!
what do we do on a box office throwback?
Let me
First of
start
all-
by saying, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast. My
That's
name's
Andy.
Amanda. That's
Oh
Andy.
my God, you just talked over each other. And
Yeah.
say the name,
Whatever.
which is great. That's Ashley. That's
Okay.
Amanda. That's
Okay.
just Spider-Man meme where we're all pointing at each other.
Can you draw that? Can you draw that?
Of
Yeah,
us
do
just
it. Do it.
All pointing for a shirt.
That's the merch.
Let's
That's the
do our
merch.
first
All three of
merch,
us pointing
man.
at
We're
each other.
all pointing at each other. Who's talking next?
Okay.
That should be the podcast. Who's talking next?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Okay, so-
Sorry, Amanda. Go ahead.
On an episode.
Waiting on you now. No, I'm just kidding.
On an episode of Box Office Throwback on the Real Awkward Podcast, we pick a year and we start at the top of the list of the top grossing movies of the year, work our way down until we get tired of talking about them, and we go from there. We may have
Yay.
seen some movies, we may have not. You know, it's 2006, so I'm going to assume we've all seen pretty much everything on this list.
That's true. Now, Amanda does say often that we start this podcast, we're supposed to start this podcast where we were in our lives in 2006, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where were either of you in 2006 during this box office time?
Wow,
So-
you are struggling.
Yeah, you're having a hard time today, my friend. So I graduated high school in 2006.
Okay, so this is your senior year.
Yeah. So
Got it. Your
yeah,
senior
halfway
year,
through. Yeah.
you would have had your summer then off, correct?
Yes.
So you graduated and you're like, summertime. And then you went and you probably watched all these movies
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
with all your friends while you smoked
Sure.
your cigarettes.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
In
that's the
the
year you became an
Denny's.
adult. So
Yeah. So, and you are 2 years older than Amanda. So were you in college?
yes, her name's Amanda. I was
Welcome to the show.
I was 20. So
20.
yes, I was in college.
Okay.
I was.
Okay. Was that when you were up
And
at
I was
Western?
probably
Yeah.
I was probably too broke to go to movies.
Mm,
So if I saw any of these, it was
Right.
later in life.
right. Okay. Okay. Got you. I was graduated from college. So
Cool.
this must have been my first year outs in the world. But I was a big movie buff because I went to film school. So I bet this year I was like, oh, I know a bunch of them because I know.
tell you the whole plot of all these movies. 5 minutes
I have the
in.
Criterion collection of 2006.
Booge.
I have the scripts for all Alfred Hitchcock movies.
All right, so
Okay.
Mr. Criterion, what's number one?
1996.
God damn.
Okay. 2006, number one would be, I'm trying to think of trilogies. We're still going at this time. Harry Potter was getting towards the end of it, right? When did Harry Potter end, Amanda? Like 2007 or so was Half-Blood Prince?
No, I don't know.
Or was that like 2012, 2014? I don't know.
No. I have a guess, so hurry with yours.
Oh, God. I'm going to say 2006. Was it a Fast and Furious movie?
No.
Dang it.
Amanda, what's your guess? Because it's probably better than Andy's.
Was it episode 3, Star Wars?
Nope.
What?
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait.
Game of
that's,
Thrones.
Game of Thrones. TV.
Yes. How did you know? It was the early release of Game of Thrones.
Okay, all right. Hit us because for some reason I'm having a squabble in my bubble.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
shit.
wait.
Dead Man's Chest.
Oh, it's so good. I feel like wait. That's number 2.
Number 2.
Okay,
was
I still think
decent.
that's good. I have a lot of people, though, that were like, that's a shit movie. And I was like, bro, it has... God damn it. It has...
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones, dude. Like, that character and the squid face and the whole, like, holding the key thing and then, like, bootstraps, and all that garbage. I thought it was fantastic. They literally, like, sword fight on a wheel at the end of the movie, and I was like, "This is so over the top."
That's in number 2.
And fantastic. Yep, that's how number 2 ends. They're on a beach,
I think
going for the chest.
the problem was it was compared to number 1.
Yeah, but nothing
And
can be better than Black
It
Pearl.
can't measure up to number 1.
Yeah, I know.
So
That's true. 99 souls.
I was waiting for you to do that. I really like this one, but I mean, yeah, you cannot. They are completely different movies because it's like you have Curse of the Black Pearl,
Yes.
and then you have like the other two, and it's like same characters,
Yeah.
same everything, but they're very different movies.
yeah, it's
the-
not. Would you say number 2 is as much Johnny Depp as it is Orlando Bloom's story with his dad instead?
Yeah, they
right?
definitely played
Yeah.
more with that. And then I kind of didn't like because they eventually the third one is a continuation of number 2.
Right.
And
yeah.
I think it would almost be better if each one was its own kind of individual story
Yeah.
in this world.
Yeah.
I can catch you with that. I mean, the Davy Jones thing was cool. It's literally his heart in the chest, which is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot tell you in that movie what Johnny Depp's role is other than just helping Orlando Bloom.
That's really
I think-
what it is.
I think that's what it is.
Right.
I think he's just trying to not get down to Davy Jones' locker. I think he's trying to stay out of that.
Right. And then somehow gets trapped in the whole thing again, too.
Yeah.
So
Overall, the production is still incredible.
that's number 1, though? You said that
That's
was
number
that's
one,
literally
yeah.
number 1? I mean, yes, it probably still holds up to this day.
How do you feel? Because this one was directed by Gore Verbinski.
Gore Verbinski.
And so since you went to film school and you know directors, how do you feel about Gore Verbinski versus, wasn't it Jerry Bruckheimer? Or does he produce
Jerry
it?
Bruckheimer produces it.
He produces
I
it.
don't know who the director of the first one was, unless
I think
it was
it was
also
Gore.
Gore
Was it
Verbinski.
both? They're both Gore Verbinski?
Gore Verbinski.
Let me look.
Gore Verbinski directed the Weatherman with Nicolas Cage, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure.
Gore Verbinski also directed the first Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, there you go. His ability to direct and write, I think, is fantastic. Like, it's incredible. So I remember leaving that theater and loving that movie, but then a couple weeks down the road, people were like, "That one's not as good. Like, I don't like that one as much." And I was confused. I was like, "Why?" Like, I felt like it was good. I thought the third one was a shit sandwich. So
Oh, it's awful.
yes, I did not like that one at
Awful.
all. The East India Trading Company is the real villain in that one, and it's garbage compared to at least like a cool villain like Davy Jones. So
Well, I think it's hard because, like I said, the first Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm sorry, fight me, it's 10 out of 10. It is so good.
Yeah.
And so I think that people aren't okay with having one that's just as good or just kind of like right there.
right, they want
better.
better. Yeah,
And
that's fair.
I think that they were at the mercy of, they had an incredible idea for one movie.
yeah, that's fair.
And then they had to be
That's
like,
fair.
okay, fuck. now we need to make more.
I mean, the
But
production
it
was
was still
cool.
number one that year.
I was going to
so-
say
It's
the
great.
production was incredible. The first one where it's like the Deadman curse, so they're all like rotten flesh, and then the next one they're all cursed souls with him as like half squidmen.
Honestly, I think
and
there's
crabmen
so
and
much
stuff, so,
lore
yeah.
having to do with pirates and the sea and
Yeah.
like that they needed to do more than one. Like there's
Yeah.
so much more they could touch on. Like
fully agree.
I can't imagine in the grand scheme of everything it wasn't successful.
yeah.
Like, yes, box office throwback, it's the number one that
Yeah.
year, but like throughout all the pirates, there was worse.
100%. I think
Yeah.
there's been 5 of them now.
Yeah, and now
Yeah.
they're working on a 6th,
And-
if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, that one probably is the second best.
It is. I agree. I do.
Yeah,
I agree.
like-
Yep.
So it's not bad. But I think for me, I would give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. But I like it less because it's like part 1 of the final 2 stories.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah.
And
it's a good
so-
way to look at it.
Because I hate the third one.
Yeah, no, with a passion.
Like-
I don't like the way that they pushed Elizabeth to be like a captain. I didn't buy it. She like
Yeah.
joins the age. What?
We'll talk about it when it comes out.
That's a long time.
Talk about it next year.
That's years and years. No, I took like 3 years, I think.
We're talking about the second one.
2009. We're gonna have to wait till 2009.
Save your breath. We got a lot of movies to talk about. Number 2.
Easy. Harry Potter.
No. There's
Dang.
no Harry Potter this year, if that helps you.
There is none?
No.
Oh, okay, dang it.
Episode 3.
Night at the Museum.
Oh.
The first one?
Yeah.
I'm shocked that that's the second grossing movie of the year.
I will say when
Shocked in a good way or shocked in a bad way?
I'm surprised.
You-
I didn't
you-
think it
you
made that
didn't-
much money.
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't think it would be top 10. I thought it was a movie that I remember that year that I enjoyed. But
Yeah.
going back to it, Ben Stiller was still really popular, right? Freaking
Yeah, true.
Robin Williams is
Williams.
in
Yeah.
that movie. I remember the graphics being pretty awesome back then too.
They're
like
decent.
with all the various characters. And then what, Owen Wilson and somebody else too, right? The little
yeah.
the little characters. What are they? They're like cowboy and an Indian or a cow.
Yeah,
or-
they're like little miniatures.
Right. So it's like
Um,
I don't know. It played with like a lot of like interesting visual.
For me, not being a Ben Stiller fan at all, I actually love these movies.
Yeah.
I think they're really fun. And the first one's good. The first one has like Dick Van Dyke in it.
yeah.
And like I think Paul Rudd's in it or something, and like it's surprisingly good. And I think that a lot of the sequels have been really good too. And I did not watch this at all when it came out. I don't think I watched it until I want to say I maybe watched the first one like 8 years ago.
I forget the plot of this one. Is there a villain that like made everybody come to life? Like,
So
what-
okay. So in the museum,
Yeah.
there is like a mummy exhibit, and there's
Right.
there's like a tablet, and the tablet makes all the exhibits come to life.
That's what it was. Okay. Okay.
And then Dick Van Dyke's character and I want to say Mickey Rooney or Andy Rooney,
Okay.
and this other guy, they were gonna like steal the tablet or something and sell it, and so Ben Stiller had to like get it back.
I got it. Okay. Okay.
But
Yeah, he's just like a security guard, right?
he's
That
the
works at
night.
museum.
He's like the
Yeah.
night watchman.
Right. It's funny.
It was Mickey Rooney.
Oh,
Just
okay.
clarify.
Boom.
Nice.
This is legit the only Ben Stiller movie I like. Like, I don't like Ben Stiller
Yeah.
at all, and this movie's great.
You don't like Something About Mary?
No,
Ugh.
stupid.
Oh, it's so good, dude. Brett Favre.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not funny to comb a girl's hair.
Gross.
I mean, back
Gross.
then it was really funny.
Sure, as a guy.
Fair. I'm not gonna.
Okay, my point
I'm
is,
not splitting hairs.
Night at the Museum is a great movie. I think there was a lot of attraction to it because of how many notable people were in it. But
That's
on
true.
top of notable actors, there were notable historic figures.
True.
So I think
you're
there's
right.
a lot of draw to like, oh, I recognize that. I recognize that.
Yeah.
Plus, it was just fun and it was fast paced and it like kept going.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll give
I
you
think
that.
it's a good ride.
I'll give you that. It is one that like we could sit and watch with the kids too.
Oh, totally.
And
I
they
don't know why
love
we
it.
haven't.
I don't know.
I was
We're
actually
terrible at that.
thinking, I was like, maybe we'll watch that for movie night this week.
Ah, there
like,
you
I was like,
go.
oh, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
So that's exclusively our pick when we're done. We're all like Night at the Museum. We're all watching. Okay, what's next?
Number
there?
3.
Normally we guess, but I'm like lost because none of these movies hit, and I'm like, 2006
Well, you're gonna
for sure.
You're gonna have to start giving us like a genre or something.
Okay,
we can
so
start
this
guessing.
next one is a family movie. It's by Pixar.
Toy Story 3.
Andy watched it this morning.
Hang tight. It's time for a real awkward break.
Come and hang out with Noosh, Naz, and Cher. We chat about everything Persian and non-Persian. Not up to speed on Persian culture? Don't worry. Our round table is open to everyone. So grab your drink of choice, be it wine, chai, or dul, and join us for some laughs. Because where else can you find the answer to some of life's serious questions? Well, it's not here. So take a break from reality and join us for some nonsense. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform. Just search for Mise Gerd Podcast, MEZEHGHERD. See you at the round table.
Oh, Cars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Lightning McQueen.
I hate Cars.
Why?
Well,
it was
okay.
so good.
We have established on this podcast I do not like Pixar movies.
Okay,
I will not
fair,
apologize
fair,
for that.
fair.
So I
You
admit
have said that.
I'm already at like a negative.
Came into it hot.
I think for me, I cannot stand Larry the Cable Guy's voice.
Oh,
I
okay.
cannot stand him.
Toe
And I cannot stand Owen Wilson. So the two together
Wow.
are like, I'd rather die.
I will say.
That being said,
go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
That being said, Cars Land at Disney California Adventure is amazing.
Okay, good.
Like-
So you got something out of it.
Because like, you know me, I like an immersive experience. And
I like an immersive experience.
And
Okay.
Cars Land is awesome, and even the Cars ride is really fun. But the movie, miss me with that shit.
So I know when I watched it, Radiator Springs, right, is like the
Yeah.
town that he goes into. But I think the story's cool. You got this hot shot that thinks he's awesome and basically has to get humbled. So he gets thrown into essentially a junk town. We has to learn how to like work with society again. And then you meet all of these very interesting characters. But I just thought the way they made the cars very much came from that like old Chevron commercial.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yes.
Right? So it kind of like, I think that after people saw that, getting a story in that same like visual style, even though that was like claymation, I think this one was, 3D. I remember just thinking like they did everything pretty unique and how like the cars talk and their model and their design and their animation style. I thought, and Owen Wilson and Larry the Cable Guy don't bother me as much, but I understand how that might be annoying. But I think the movie in general like holds up. I will say 2 and then 3. Is there 2 and 3?
Yes.
Yeah, there's
Were
3.
definitely way more bottom barrel. Like
I don't even know or care what those are about.
yeah. So
I
but
remember watching Cars. I think I watched it with my parents because my dad thought it was like the coolest thing.
because it was,
because-
I mean it was.
And like, yes, the characters are mostly obnoxious.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yes.
But he was really into just like all the little Easter eggs and how clever all the naming of things were, and like the like Radiator Springs was like this canyon,
Yeah.
but like everything was like certain shapes, but you had to like keep an eye out for all these
Sure.
things. And he was, I just remember him being like, "Oh, that's so cool!"
Well, your
Like,
dad's a car guy, and he used to
Yeah.
collect classic car models.
Yeah.
So I understand why that would have been like
Yeah.
his jam.
So there is like,
yeah.
if you look at like the little things, like they put a lot of like thought into, how they named things and how they modeled things and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I give it credit for that.
I'm not
I mean-
surprised that it's number 3.
I totally
not
get.
at all.
No, I totally get why people like it. I totally get why people still like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, I don't.
It's not for you.
Well, and
That's
all
okay.
Remy does every day, 24/7, is play Hot Wheels right now. So like
Yes.
that's his jam.
Yeah.
So
I totally-
I
and-
get it. Yeah.
As a kid, to watch a movie with a bunch of talking cars is funny.
Yeah. Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
And there's one that's kind of a yokel and there's one that's kind of weird. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the way that they do match like the voice characters to the car is very
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah.
And if I ever had to watch a Pixar movie, that probably would be one of the ones I had to watch. But like, so I do get why people like it. I get why it still has a following, and I get why it was number 3.
Yeah. No arguments there.
All right, number 4.
Harry Potter.
She said there's no Harry Potter this year.
This
fool.
one is a superhero movie.
Oh,
Spidey.
Fantastic Four.
No,
Oh, Spidey?
no.
X-Men.
Ching.
X-Men The Last Stand?
Last Stand.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm watching X-Men 97 right now.
Oh, I mean, we'll have
It's
to
so
talk about
good.
that.
You don't like it?
Oh, no, no, no,
God.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no,
okay.
no. Put your
Okay.
pitchfork down, bitch.
Okay. Woo, woo.
I do like it, and I bought Lincoln all the toys for his birthday.
Oh, hell yeah.
I bought
I'm
the
like,
whole collection.
I'm like super into X-Men right now, so it's like prevalent. But
Yeah.
okay, Last Stand. Listen, it's not anyone's fault, okay? But this movie was utter dog shit. Brian
Mama,
Singer.
this movie is garbage.
Brian Singer was
garbage.
supposed to direct it, and unfortunately, he liked to touch little boys, and so they like straight up
Unfortunately.
they cut. Sorry. Fortunately, I don't. You're screwed either way that you say it.
Yeah, I know, I'm just playing.
So I think he was either under investigation or some shit happened, dude. I forget why he was out, and maybe that was later, and I'm like twisting reality, but he was out. Brett Ratner had to come in last minute and try to make something of this like unput together script of the X-Men, and the producers were like, the best story in the X-Men is the Phoenix story, so you have to do the Phoenix story. And unfortunately, he was like, that is epic. To do that story justice, we should have set up X, Y, and Z to get like a lot of these Easter eggs and a lot of these payoffs to happen, but instead they just like pigeonholed it in, tried to like bum rush the fucking thing, and you feel it. It feels awkward. It feels off. Some characters just in there just to be in there. And it's like this continuation of this Jean Grey and Wolverine love story that just like doesn't hit right very well. And then you have if I'm not mistaken, who died? Cyclops. Cyclops like dies in the beginning of the movie, right? Of that one.
Well, and then
Yeah.
so does freaking Professor X.
Oh, and Professor X gets
it's
ripped
like-
apart. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
so clunky, and you're right about it feeling rushed. Because, I mean, to me, if they're truly gonna do the Phoenix Saga, it needs to be a trilogy,
Yeah, it does. It's
And-
just, there's too much there.
not half of a movie.
Yeah, because it's not just the X-Men that try to stop her. It's like the entire Marvel universe like bands together because she's that powerful. It's like
Yeah.
literally she's like another Thanos level power in the comics. And so they really just like made her just like, oh, she's got red eyes now. Scary. Like it was really bad,
Yeah,
dude.
it
Like
was-
Do you think
It-
do you think the industry is kind of harmed by this whole like rule of 3 thing?
oh, 100%.
Like it has to be a trilogy. It can't be
Yeah,
like
the problem is like the 3-act rule is like how to tell a story. Like you have a character established, they get into drama, and then they resolve the drama. Like that's how every story in
Sure.
the history of stories is created. So that's kind of what character arcs in trilogies have always been. But like when you have a movie that has to switch a director's helm and the script is not really complete, you just do the best you can. So Brett Ratner was like, here's a pile of shit, polish it up. And then he got a bunch of shit for it being an awful movie. So it was kind of like, it really sucked. Because when it was done, I was like, oh.
well,
It just-
hopefully a Mandela effect will fix it all.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
lucky for us,
it's a bad one.
X-Men Wolverine Origins right after that was even worse. So it was like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that one's almost so bad it's good again.
It's like, I will tell you, it has this guilty pleasure because people
Yes.
want to go see ugly Ryan Reynolds Deadpool version. And like the whole him and Sabretooth being friends stuff was weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, because that's not how it is in the comics at all. But
We should talk
But
about
yeah.
that when it comes out.
when's that one?
I don't know.
2009?
2009.
That's
All right,
going to be a banger
number
year.
5.
Yes.
It is
Harry Potter.
it is a mystery thriller by your favorite author, Andy.
Oh.
Angels and Demons? Da Vinci
no,
Code.
2006 would have been Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code.
Yep. Great movie.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I mean, dude, Tom Hanks as Robert Langston.
You got
and-
Magneto in there again.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's a cool story of the Mona Lisa, like having like secret code for, I don't know if it's treasure or religious.
I thought it
Holy
was the
Grail.
Last Supper that had the code.
Oh, is it the Last Supper? I thought it was Mona Lisa. Am I
no,
wrong?
because the Da Vinci Code was about that.
Oh, you're right. That's where Mary was Jesus'
Yeah.
wife, right? And
Yes.
then there was a bloodline.
There was
from
a baby
there.
or whatever.
Right. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yes. Yes.
That movie's good. I've seen it a couple times. I feel like, okay, listen, I don't have an affinity for TNT, but apparently all my memories are TNT. I feel like it was always one that was like playing on cable.
Yeah, I bet you're right. That feels like one that would jump in there.
And that's Paul Bettany's in that one too, dude. Like Vision.
Well, yeah,
like
because he's like an evil cleric that's trying
Yeah.
to like take.
This-
Yeah.
he was nuts. Like the makeup they did on him was really
Yeah.
good.
No, he looked good. He did look good. Yeah.
Honestly, I never read the book, and from what I understand, the book is significantly better. But
I loved the book. Yeah.
I love a mystery, and it had the right amount of like action, but it had a lot of puzzles and they
Well,
like
and that's what was cool is that the puzzles in the book are actually what make that book so great. But the movie has to chop stuff out, right? So you actually miss a couple amazing puzzles they weren't able to put into the movie. And I remember when I watched it, I felt like I was a little like I was missing a piece of the puzzle.
the story
No
overall
pun
felt a little
intended.
rushed.
Yeah, sure.
But I also recognize that you only have a certain runtime,
Yeah.
and you have to finish the story.
Well, what's crazy is like his Langston character, like Dan Brown has him in many books, and he's always gets into trouble because he's too smart for
Because he
his
doesn't
own
follow the
good.
rules.
Yeah, he's like, he'll get down to it.
I remember loving this one because I really loved Audrey Tautou at the time.
That's right. That was his.
I watched all of her movies.
Yeah.
Yep, his supporting actress.
So I
in
love
that
this one, and I love the symbology. I love the puzzles. Like this one was also very like fast paced, and you had to like pay attention to like figure out the puzzles with him. So I thought it was great. I'm surprised I haven't watched this more because I do remember loving it a lot.
Well, I'm the same way, man. I never went back to a lot of this era. Like I feel
Yeah.
like 2006, 2010 has a lot of forgotten films that I haven't gone
weird.
back and watched. Thanks a lot, Marvel.
You know why? You know why? Because we were in our early 20s.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying though, like
Well, see-
2008 is when Iron Man came out, and basically the rest of my life was Marvel up until now.
Right.
Well, and I was actually thinking because, like, pretty soon we're all about to start working at Blockbuster, and then at that
Yep.
point, you're not rewatching anything; you're just
No.
taking in new media.
Yes, every time. Every
Yeah.
time. 2007 is about to get crazy.
All right, number 6. This is Sparta.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Amanda,
I
you
have
talk
not-
because I'm such a huge fan, so.
okay. I actually was about to say, I think it's easily been 10 years since I've seen this movie. Like,
Okay, yeah.
it's been so long since I saw 300, and it's been parodied so much. Blah blah blah.
Right.
But the visuals in this movie are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
And it came out after Sin City,
right.
and like it's like the visual style did such, and it was Zack Snyder,
Zack
Yeah.
Snyder, yep.
and he did
Yep.
such a good job of like making it look like a comic book movie, but still a movie.
It was incredible.
The art
Still to
direction of
this
this movie is
day.
so good. I need to watch this again.
You know, it sucks too because he gets such a bad rap for some of the other movies he's created. It makes me sad because I always think that he's relatively innovative with the way he sets up scenes, the way he sets up action. But 300 was like, to me, 300 was the next evolution of like when The Matrix came out and people were like, whoa, like when Trinity jumps up and the camera spins around her.
Yes.
When I saw this slow motion, it's all green screen, by the way. The entire film is set on just a green screen background. These like sweeping page motions that they would do across all the characters was incredible. I don't know if it's like my testosterone being a guy, but just like Spartans just like destroying each other was fucking epic. I will say all of the actors in this movie had to starve themselves to look how they looked.
They were
Like-
so
Emaciated.
Like,
they were cut.
Yes.
They had no
Yes.
body fat and they were all muscle.
yes, and some of these actors have never been that fit in their entire life. Now, I will say, movie magic, they did
Yeah.
help paint with a little bit of makeup and shadows to make people look even more. Because there's some guys in there that don't look as fit, but they have a six-pack, and you're like, okay.
That's a little lighting and contouring there, my friend.
Dude, I mean, there's so much like, dude, the ending villain, like this like giant bald Cleopatra looking fella is like, I don't know, like super cool, claims he's a god and that no one will ever make him bleed. And Leonidas gets to throw his spear at the end just to cut him once. It's like, it's so epic. He dies on his shield. Spoiler alert. But then there's this whole other plot happening where his wife is trying to get them to send more soldiers from the village, and they won't do it because the bureaucrats are like saying that it's not worth it. So her husband and his soldiers are dying in the field while they're trying to get more support for them. So that's like fantastic because it shows like Spartan women being strong as well in that film, which was really, really awesome. So, I mean, to this day, I got the collector's edition. I searched it for a long time.
Yeah, you
Ash
did.
knows. I looked
Yeah.
for it for like a decade, I feel like, to finally get it. But that movie, I will sit and watch and just be in awe every single freaking time, man. If anybody, if you're listening and you have not ever watched this freaking movie, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice. Like that 300's like one of those, like, you got to see it once. You
It
got
it
to.
is very early 2000s action movie.
I will
but
say maybe the dialogue is all like Spartan though. It's like, tonight we died
Honestly,
in hell. Like,
the-
you know.
the dialogue, a lot of it was taken just from the graphic novel.
Right.
And
yeah.
honestly, it made Gerard Butler's career.
Oh, dude. He looked great.
And
I like Gerard Butler.
yeah, because
I
of that
like him.
movie?
I don't think I've seen it since the first time I saw it.
Oh, okay.
no,
I
back to
just
what
like
you're
Gerard
saying
Butler.
about Zack Snyder, like he gets a bad rap, and I think it's hard because as a director, I think he's fine,
Yeah.
but his like art directing, I think is something that not a lot of other people are doing.
he's probably top notch when it comes to
And-
like his stylized
Yes,
filmmaking. Yep.
the way
Yep.
he'll set the scene up, the way he kind of like
Yep.
puts it all together and does the lighting and the colors and everything. I love the way he does his movies.
Yeah. I wonder if Sucker Punch is in 2009. We're gonna have it.
Ooh, it's gonna be
Well,
a good year.
Get
I don't
ready.
think Sucker Punch is going to be on the top list.
So sad, dude, because I still think
That
Sucker Punch
movie is a
awesome.
banger.
It is. I know, and people like shit on it. I don't know. I don't think they understood it. Honestly, I think that
Probably
it was.
not.
like it, you don't
I
get it.
think it was a confusing premise for some people.
Yeah.
All right, what you
Number
got?
7.
Harry Potter.
Bryan Singer snuck this one in.
Oh, so it's before they let him go. Superman.
Returns.
Oh, okay. Anybody that likes this movie, you're just wrong. It was awful.
Is that the one with Kevin Spacey, and
It's Brandon Routh. Yep.
It's
I think
bad.
Brandon Routh was a terrible Superman. I think he had
Yes.
absolutely no personality whatsoever. And granted, Superman's always been kind of stoic, but like Brandon Routh went like there's nothing behind the eyes for a lot of that.
He's like a human.
Yeah.
He's like a robot person.
I know, man. And he's always been that way. And he got cast in various roles throughout that like genre, superhero genre. And I've never really liked anything. The only thing maybe was Scott Pilgrim. Like he does an okay role in that one, but no,
Yeah.
none of that movie hit for me. I didn't
That-
enjoy it at all.
That is a movie that was done with a ton of green screen, and
Yeah.
it looks like shit.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like Parker Posey's in it, and I normally like her because she's kind of kooky.
yeah.
I can't stand her in that
Ooh,
movie.
sad.
I was really disappointed because I wanted to like it.
Well, and I thought his suit looked like a Halloween costume. Like it didn't feel.
Oh, it absolutely did. Kevin
Yeah,
Spacey looked
yeah.
like Dr. Evil.
Yeah, because he shaved bald, right?
Yes,
to
it's
play
awful.
the Luther role. Yes,
Awful.
it's not good. And what's funny is you don't know what you don't know. So in 2006, you're like, man, we haven't had a Superman movie in forever. Like, so everyone's gonna go watch it. But
And then you're like, oh yeah, now we know why.
oh, so awful. It's
Bad.
rough. But it made top 10. It's Superman, so people are gonna go see it. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense, man.
Okay.
Fucking cop out
I've
character,
never seen it.
by the way.
Don't know. Don't care.
Don't waste your time.
I had to look up who Brandon Routh was because I had no idea who he was.
Oh, really?
He's
All right.
that.
He's kind of faded into obscurity now.
Yeah. Number 8 is a kids movie, and it is probably Andy's favorite kids movie.
Happy Feet.
Happy Feet.
Oh, Memphis. Oh. Dude, I love it. That movie is incredible, bro. Like, come on. Penguins save themselves by dancing. Like, they're literally, they're Antarctica and their icebergs melting, and all of a sudden these like researchers come and these penguins have learned to dance. That's what saves them. Is a wonderful story. But I will say the whole story of Happy Feet, everybody can sing on the island except for him. Only thing he can do is tap dance. And it's so good. It's so good. I'm sorry you hate it. Look at her face. She has stank face right now, dude.
You're not going to convince me. I mean, you know,
sugar.
I like a ton of movies you guys don't like, whatever. But I remember we also went and saw it in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And I genuinely was like, what the fuck is this?
I would say most people, if you didn't know what was happening, you're like, what is it? What is going on right now, dude?
I would say
Yeah.
it made penguins popular.
Oh, sure. I can see that. I mean, there was a couple sequels,
March of the
if I'm not
Penguins.
mistaken, right? Yeah. But yeah, March of the Penguins.
Was
No, I'm
that
just playing.
after, though?
I don't know. I'm just messing around. And not hated it. I could not wait for that movie to end.
That's so sad, dude. Like, it's Nicolas Cage, I think, is Memphis.
You just mentioned that in a episode where
I
we
thought
released
it was
recently.
Yeah, I
Robin
did.
Williams.
No, it's not Robin Williams. Robin Williams is
Robin
one of
Williams
the
is a different
penguins that
character.
teach him how to.
Oh, excuse me.
It's like different penguins. I forget what they are because Happy Feet is part of the Emperor Penguin, and then he meets others along the way.
There's Elijah Wood, Brittany Murphy, Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman.
When he tries to talk. Oh, no, Hugh Jackman is Memphis. Not Nicolas Cage. It's Hugh Jackman. That's right. Wolverine himself.
Big fan you are.
Sorry, I messed up.
wow.
Messed up. Guess it's not my favorite.
Nope. You have to know every fact about it.
I
Have
will
you-
say, I don't know why I like it so much. I just think it's great.
Have
And
you
I
made
think,
the kids
and I
watch
think
it?
Happy Feet's cute as F, dude.
It just makes you feel good.
And
That's
like
all.
no penguin has blue eyes except for him, and it's like, oh, he's so cute.
I had a friend whose brother had Down syndrome, and he really loved this movie, and he called
was
it
it Andy?
Bappy Feet. And
Man,
so
it's like,
I,
oh, you talking about Andy?
forever since then, this movie to
Bappy
me
Feet?
is called Bappy Feet
All right, well that's fair.
Okay, that's cute.
because I think it's adorable.
I still think it holds up though.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, Amanda.
Still never shown the kids that one, but
Yeah, I'm bad at it.
number 9, another kids movie, Ice Age: The Meltdown.
Number two.
Hell if I know.
Okay, number
didn't get
one.
past the first
Amanda,
one.
did you like any of these? Because I like number one a lot. I thought it was
Sure
good.
don't.
Oh,
Sure don't.
so sad,
Chris,
dude.
Chris actually really likes them. And
Yeah.
so he has watched, I think, a lot of them with Lincoln.
Yeah.
I cannot stand Ray Romano. So
Yeah, that's
I-
fair.
But he makes a great woolly mammoth voice.
he does is Deborah. Like I don't know.
Dude, I just think I just like John Leguizamo says frickin' Sid. Like he's
no,
the
okay.
sloth.
So
like,
I
he's
liked
so
I
good,
like
yeah.
the sloth and I like the saber-toothed tiger character.
Yep.
And you know, like when they would be on, I'd be like, oh, this is fine. But it is not one that I'll go put on ever.
I will tell you, number one, I really enjoyed, but number two, I don't know if I've seen it, if not more than once. So I don't
feel
actually
like-
remember. I do remember, like, yes, that their whole land is melting and they've got to go save another.
Is that where they meet
thing.
Queen Latifah?
Maybe. I don't know, dude.
I just imagine like they're in an Ice Age, these animals walking across the tundra, and there's Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah's like, what's
She's
up?
like,
Matt Damon being an episode of Arthur.
oh fuck.
Go watch that episode,
it's not
by the
good.
way. Matt Damon.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think to me it was one of those things where I feel like they've made so many,
Yeah. Yeah.
but then if I think about it, I'm like, I don't know if they actually have, or if I just keep seeing the same ones over and again.
I don't
know.
I feel the same way where I like the first one, I watched it, it was cute, it was funny.
Uh-huh.
They didn't need more. It's kind of like Minions. It's annoying to me
Oh,
now.
Yeah.
full agree.
Where it's like now you're just like banking on the same comedic tropes.
Well, if I'm not mistaken,
And I
the
don't
first
care.
one has like a really epic scene with the squirrel trying to get the
Yeah.
nut, but then every other movie after that made it like more and more like
that was the star of the show.
like yes, all of a
Yeah.
sudden that became The Ice Age
Yeah,
thing
it's
was
freaking-
just the
it's freaking
squirrel in the nut.
Minions.
Yeah.
It,
Yes,
Despicable
no,
Me
that's
was
exactly-
great.
Yeah.
Minions awful.
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
you didn't need to go
Yeah.
further. Like
Yeah.
I get
think
wanting
the
to make
squirrel
money,
has
but
his own movie or own short or something.
think it's
like
a
that, but
short.
Yeah. Anyway, for what it's worth, number one, great. If anyone has seen number two and we're missing out, and you're like, guys are like, that's the best one, then let us know.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
number 10.
Number 10.
This is a Bond movie.
James Bond.
Yes, Bond. James Bond.
The world is not enough.
Specifically. No. Casino
Die Another Day?
Royale.
Oh, bro, that
Whoa.
movie. Okay, I will say, I watched that movie 5 times in theaters. 5 times. I thought that was not just one of the greatest Bond movies, but like one of the greatest like action espionage thriller movies I had ever seen. Even just the intro with like how they did the cards and like the guns and like all that visual style. I remember being like, whoa, so good. I forget this actor's name, and he's so good, but he's the villain in this one. And
Mads
he
Mikkelsen.
Yes, and he cries tears of blood, if I'm not mistaken. Like that's his like, because Bond always had like each villain had like a weird
Yeah.
trope or something. It's great, dude. There's this scene and they freaking kidnap him, strap him to a chair that has no bottom, and he literally like strikes him in the nuts multiple times. And I remember as a man cringing so hard at that scene, but at the same time being like, this is brutal, this is intense. Daniel Craig's Bond was epic. He was a great action star. He was still able to be sexy but firm. Like all of the gadgets were rad. It had now been updated because the last one was what, Amanda? When did they end it? Was it 1998?
Okay,
it'd been
so the
almost
the-
like
I don't know how long of a time. I thought that Casino Royale was not that long ago. I knew it was a
after
while ago,
Pierce
but
Brosnan's versions.
no, I mean, I would have thought that Casino Royale was like 2010, 2011.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
so it was, I think it was Die Another Day was the last James Bond. I think Pierce Brosnan with Halle Berry.
Yeah.
I think that was the last one.
Okay.
Maybe.
Which was not as
Oh,
well
it-
received.
Terrible.
right?
Terrible,
Yeah.
terrible, terrible.
Yeah.
And like the very last James Bond was so bad that they had to completely start over.
So sad. Because wasn't Pierce
and-
Brosnan supposed to do another one, and they were like, "We're out."
I don't know. He did
We're
4 or
done.
5, and that's usually what they'll do.
Yeah.
So Casino Royale was kind of like a restart.
Yeah.
And I remember at first because I love James Bond movies.
Sure.
And I was kind of like, this is a little bit more of a serious James Bond. I
Yeah.
like the kind of tongue-in-cheek
Quirky
James
yeah.
Bond.
Right.
And so to me, I was kind of like, and so I didn't watch it for a few years.
Sure.
But then I watched it because I think I watched that one. And then what was the next one? Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, which wasn't as good. Arguably,
But I
yeah.
I watched them both together and I was like, holy shit, why didn't I not watch these sooner?
Yeah.
Casino Royale is so good. It's such a good spy action movie.
Yes, it is. Yes,
It's
it is.
great.
Oh, I will say, if you be prepared, I think it's long. I want to say it's 2 hours and 40 minutes.
They're
2 hours and
all,
24 minutes.
Oh, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah. So
I think all the
it's a
Daniel
beast.
Craig ones are very long.
I think Quantum of Solace is shorter, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know. Quantum of Solace was weird to me. It's like him and like this like, I don't even know what ethnicity she is, but like they're stuck like on an island or some crap. I don't.
Yeah, and then
remember
like
what it is.
it's like almost the desert, but not the desert.
Yeah,
and
maybe
then
that's what it is. Maybe it's a
shit's
desert,
on
but-
fire. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
an interesting
Yeah,
one.
Quantum of Solace is an hour and 46 minutes.
Yep.
Oh,
like
wow.
Yep. And compared to most
And
Bond
then all the
films,
like
right, you're
Skyfall, Spectre, they're like 2.5
Ooh,
hours.
Yeah.
Skyfall, that's a good one.
Well, and that I mean, and
No
I
Time
just
to
think
Die.
as a series, Quantum of Solace is the weakest one, but still, Daniel Craig's
Yeah.
Bond and the storyline has all been incredible. I feel bad though. No Time to Die, I have not watched all the way through yet. I saw it on the plane for about half an hour and haven't seen any more of it. So,
Well, we'll talk about that one when it comes out.
okay, deal.
Number 11, The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, Will Smith?
Yeah,
Will
Willie
Smith.
Smith, huh? Him and his son, right? What Jaden is actually in it, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might
I
have been his
remember-
acting debut, right?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I remember this one being really endearing.
It's good. Just him and a dad trying to make it in the world, right? Like literally, that's all it is. He's
Yeah.
like he's poor with
Yeah.
his son trying to make it in the world. He's just trying to get a job, if I'm not mistaken, is what most of it is. But yeah, I mean, to me, drama Oscar bait is what it felt like. But I understand why it would be there. We're at number 11 right now, so some of them can be a little.
To
Well,
put
and
it
at
in
this point-
perspective, Casino Royale has an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And Pursuit of Happiness also has an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. I remember not thinking
I
that
just
at all.
remember thinking that I just wasn't interested because I don't like to watch movies that I know are going to bum me out.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair.
yeah, that's going to bum you out.
I could see that.
for sure.
So I don't
Um,
even know if I've seen the whole thing.
Ooh.
And this is back when Will Smith was a bankable actor.
That slaps.
Whoa.
Whoa. Why don't you spitfire the rest of these at us?
Sounds good because they start to get worse.
Okay.
I was going to say, we're running out here, man.
Over the Hedge.
Oh, dumb.
Ugh.
There's a lot of kids' movies this year.
I know.
Okay, I will say though, Over the Hedge is basically like the only film I know of that's like neighborhood animals. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, it's
'Cause
like
they're
raccoon and
raccoons,
squirrel
possums.
and a-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Talladega Nights.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
I haven't seen that in so long. I need to watch it.
say you like thin pancakes. I won't.
If you
do
don't
it.
chew Big Red, then fuck you.
I don't know what to do with my hands. I mean, maybe that was what Step Brothers, then Talladega Nights, or was it the other way
No.
around? Anchorman, then
Anchorman,
Talladega
and
Nights,
then Talladega
Nights.
Step Brothers. Okay,
Yeah.
because John C. Riley, like that's where I think I was introduced to him because I didn't know him.
Yeah.
Before that, I was like, oh, dude, he's funny too. So
I missed this
yeah.
one, and I feel like it was one that like always just saw like bits and pieces of.
Yeah.
I never like sat down and watched it, but then there's so much like quotable stuff from it.
I wouldn't say Will Ferrell's the star of that one. I think all the other characters are the star of that one. Because I remember John C. Reilly be like, "Hey, you mind if I like win one? Just one or whatever." And Ricky Barber's like, "Well, that wouldn't make sense because then I couldn't win." He's like, "Okay, you're right." Like,
like
his
that, I don't know what to do with my hands.
endearing
Yeah.
character. Like, and he's praying to Jesus, but he wants to do the baby Jesus version.
to be the baby.
It's so stupid, dude. The kids are like, what? Doesn't he like have Taco Bell all set up? And he's like, I'm
Yeah,
all
and
hyped
then
up on
aren't they-
Mountain Dew. Yeah.
Aren't the kids named like Walker and Texas
Yeah.
Ranger or something?
Yes. So there's just like those that like Southern trope, right? Because it's from
Yeah.
Talladega. So yeah, I like
It's
that.
honestly, I would say like, if you're a Will Ferrell fan, especially from that era, it
Yeah.
absolutely is worth watching.
I agree.
Yeah, it's fun.
Who's the wife in that one? I always
I
forget
think it's
her,
Leslie
too.
Bibb or
Oh, is that her name? Okay.
I
No.
want to
it's
say
not.
or I don't know what her name is. She's blonde and she was in like Iron
Oh,
Man. I
it
think.
is Leslie Bibb. Yes.
Oh, it is her.
Boom!
I
Oh,
was
okay.
picturing Leslie Mann in my head, and I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to go too far on that one, but Talladega deserve. I think there's something there in the pop culture
Yeah.
world for it.
After that was Click.
Oh, okay.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean, it is sad. Like the story in general is like if you fast forward through your life, you miss all the good parts. So I like that. But I remember, I think it's what Christopher Walken is the crazy scientist that gives him the remote
Yeah.
in that one. But it's Adam Sandler, so you have to like Adam Sandler maybe to enjoy that type of stuff.
Mission Impossible 3.
That's a
That was
good
good.
one. That's a good one. R.I.P. The villain in that one. What's his name? I feel bad.
R.I.P. the villain.
Help me out.
Ving Rhames.
Philip
No.
Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Sorry, I'm just looking
Yep,
at the top
Philip
bills
Seymour
now.
Hoffman steals
have
his
not seen
wife, and he has to like go
Yeah.
get her back.
That's a good one.
It is good. I
Okay.
say it's better. It's
I
better.
think I've seen the first Mission Impossible. That's as far as I go.
Now 3's good.
You can miss the second one and be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Unless you want to see motorcycles the entire time, just jumping.
No thanks.
and
Moving on.
crossing.
The Departed.
Banger.
Do you guys think that one wasn't as high because it's just a crime drama, so some people skipped it?
It's an R,
oh,
so you can't take your family.
That's fair. Okay. Yeah.
It always hurts.
Yeah. We talked about Departed with Matt Damon pretty.
We've talked about it with
Pretty in
Matt
depth.
Damon, with
And-
Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah. Oh,
with
yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, you're right. So go watch any of those street creds.
Don't watch them because there's not much to see.
Go
God
listen
dang
to
it.
those. Go listen to those, and then go watch The Departed.
Go hear them.
Borat.
Ugh. Ugh.
My wife.
My wife.
I
I'm
fucking
a
hate that
prostitute
guy.
all of Kazakhstan.
Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
The Breakup.
I thought that was great.
Okay, I'll be honest. The Breakup, the first time I saw it, I hated it because not a Vince Vaughn fan.
Yeah, you
I
don't
think
like
is
Vince
he's
Vaughn.
obnoxious. Watched it again. I thought it was great.
It is great. It is great.
Dreamgirls.
What's that?
It's Jennifer Hudson, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. Aren't they? They're a singing group, right? Or something
Beyonce.
like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very,
Yeah.
it's well
It's
done,
like
but
Supremes or something,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Like,
Okay.
essentially, yeah.
Got it.
yeah. Scary Movie 4.
Nah, whatever.
Failure to Launch.
Okay.
Inside Man.
Okay.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Open Season.
Oh,
Which feels to me like Over the Hedge.
I
It
don't know what
probably was.
open season is.
one was probably DreamWorks
It's
and one's
about
probably
a
Fox.
900-pound domesticated grizzly bear who finds himself stranded in the woods for 3 days.
Yeah. I never watched this.
I think I skipped it too.
Um,
Give us a couple more.
keep going. Santa Claus 3.
Oh,
Ugh.
okay.
Charlotte's Web.
That's not bad.
The Pink Panther.
God.
Sorry, Martin.
8 Below. Saw 3.
Eight
Ew.
Below.
8 Below was like a Disney.
Oh, that's Adam Sandler,
No,
isn't it? Oh,
it's not Adam Sandler.
That's 8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah, it's Paul Walker
Oh,
and like
yeah.
Sled Dogs or something.
Oh, right. R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Nacho Libre. Awful.
No,
Get
Amanda and
that
I
corn
love
away
it.
from my face.
I believe in science.
Nacho.
Do you like Napoleon Dynamite? I forgot. Do you not like that either, Ash?
I loved Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, see, so I don't know why you don't like Nacho Libre. It's the same style of humor.
no,
It is an
Jack
acquired
Black is
taste.
a different style of humor.
Well, but
Okay.
Nacho Libre isn't even really Jack Black humor. Like
That's true. Yeah,
it is.
It's off.
It's
off.
like it is Jack Black doing Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
I like it, but I like it because it's just so stupid.
It's
It's
really
just
stupid.
him. He's like, he like is in the church, but then at night he's a luchador, and it's just so stupid.
And I love he's got a little buddy with him too that wants to be a
Yes.
luchador. It's fantastic.
Yes.
All right. You got any others that are going to blow our mind before we wrap this
I
up?
am just gonna leave it there.
At that. Okay.
I will say though, The Prestige came out in 2006.
What? Bro.
It was not anywhere in the list. That was 30 movies I listed.
Whoa,
Damn, dude. People talked about that a lot back then, that The Prestige was pretty epic to watch.
that is a
through.
good movie.
But also Hugh Jackman, dude. So he's hitting Wolverine that year.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting Happy Feet, and he's hitting Prestige.
Yeah.
So, like, he's a banger. Banger, banger, banger. Oh, Amanda would say banger, not banger. But that's what, I mean, 2006, I don't know. If I was going to give it a score, I'd say it was like a B- year. It doesn't seem as epic, but
Yeah.
This year would be a good year to have like a toddler.
sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
a lot
yeah,
of,
with all
lot
the
of
cartoons.
kid-friendly movies.
All right.
Yeah,
So, did we all agree we're going to go back and we're all watching Night at the Museum?
Absolutely.
that
Okay.
or Talladega Nights.
That's good. That's a good one. All right. Amanda, where can people holler at us and be like, you forgot this one? This is my favorite 2006 movie.
Ugh, come try that out at our Instagram at Real Awkward Podcast. You can also check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. $3 a month gets you exclusive episodes. And we also have a TikTok/Real Awkward Podcast.
Yeah. All right. And on the next episode of the Real Awkward Podcast, we'll go over 1996.
Sure. By yourself.
Yeah. By myself.
We already did that.
Were you at the beginning of the podcast? Okay. Okay. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Real Awkward listeners. The Real Awkward podcast turns 3 this year. That's right, 3 years of fun, entertaining content for you guys, and we cannot do it without listeners like you. If you guys want to support the show, head over to patreon.com/Real Awkward Podcast. For $3 a month, that gets you access to exclusive shows, merchandise, and name shoutouts on the show. We also will take your suggestions for show topics. Thank you so much for 3 years, and we look forward to many more.